How's it going, guys? It's Victor with Workstuff. So we got a 2003 M3 here with 143,000 miles. I can easily get probably about $4,000 to $5,000 for the car. I'm wondering if we spend a little bit of money restoring the seats, restoring the steering wheel, getting the trim panels replaced, basic mechanical to make sure it's running fine, there's no oil leaks or anything like that. Let's see if we spend a little bit of money and let's see how much we can actually spend to make it look pretty and see how much we can get back for it, if it's worth investing money into actually the older generation M3. Okay guys, so we got most of the replacement parts for the car. We already did some steering wheel work. We re-wrapped the steering wheel. We took the trims, took it to the shop. We're doing the carbon, like a forged carbon on the trims itself. I got some of the door panels off, replaced some speaker covers. I'm showing it shortly. So let's get back in the car. Let's remove the trims that we're gonna replace. Those are fairly easy to replace and very inexpensive, I wanna say. We'll get some carpet cleaning. The seats, the front seats been done already. We'll put the seats back on. Let's start assembling it back together. So most of this stuff comes apart piece by piece. It's really easy to replace. Like these covers right here, for example. You simply pull them out. The ashtray itself, I mean, you can try to clean it, but it's all worn out. I mean, they're not expensive. I'll give the pricing later, but like 30 bucks, 40 bucks a piece. All this stuff we're gonna throw away. The covers in the back, the same thing. The rear ashtrays, it comes off piece by piece. There's actually like 2 screws in here. I already removed them, but it's fairly simple. If you look up online, there's a couple screws in there. There's going to be 2 more screws that are holding this cover off. As you can see, the little screw holes. Same thing here is going to hold this panel down. When it comes to the armrest, there's a spring that's holding the armrest in place. We took the armrest off. We're going to wrap it with the same brown leather color. This console comes off same way. There you go. So even this console, I want to say like 50 bucks or 40 bucks. I'm not checking the lists in there. I mean, you can't possibly wash this, you know, like it's all worn out, it's all damaged. I mean, you see what difference makes when you replace these panels. The parking braking boot, we redid it also in the same color. Shifter knob, you simply pull it up. We got the new shifter knob. Same thing with the console. We're gonna keep a switch. It's a little bit ugly, we'll see. We'll try to wash the switch. If the switch itself doesn't come off nicely, because we got this part new. If a switch still gonna look kind of ugly, we're gonna get a new switch. We can replace it anytime later. It's not a big deal. We got these panels, we probably here as well. And the same thing, it's just 2 simple screws holding it in place. You pull it right out. This cover had 2 screws in there. Pay attention here, when you buy these parts, replacement parts, as you can see there's a gap right over here. The reason why, because some of the cars came with a double DIN radio, some with a single or air conditioning. It's not double DIN, it's actually navigation or a simple radio. If the car came with a navigation, AC unit is a little bit different and actually was mounted on the bottom. This guy, he installed his radio. He moved his AC unit from this panel down there. That's why it doesn't match. So, in case your car had a regular radio and you're installing double DIN, you can move AC unit from this position lower, but you need to buy appropriate cover. There's a little covers that have little edges here to fill in. It doesn't look too ugly, but to me, for example, it's obviously missing something. So you want to make sure you're buying the right panels for the right units. If your vehicle came with a regular radio or navigation itself. In this case, he just swapped it. He never replaced this part. He just threw the air conditioning unit in the bottom. So when we're talking about buying it, we're talking about this part right here. There's different part numbers for it, and some of them have a little edges for the AC unit itself, okay? And we're gonna be replacing this part as well because there's no, I mean, this part is broken. You can see the nail scratches all over. Like there's no way of washing it and painting it, and it's not that expensive. So once we replace it, you're gonna see the big difference. So I'm not a detailing guy. I mean, I don't do car washes, but I just got some stuff from Home Depot. Some carpet cleaners. Since we got the seats removed, might as well just spray it over. We'll vacuum it. I'll put the seat back in place so we can start assembling the rest of the stuff. I'm sure you should be able to see in the previous footage the steering wheel is all peeling off, so we got the steering wheel removed. It's also fairly simple. You got to remove the airbag. There's a couple screws holding this panel. We're gonna try, this one doesn't look too bad, so I think we can just clean it up, it should be good. The bottom part is gonna be forced carbon, so we got that taken care of. Steering wheel itself, there's a single bolt in the middle. You wanna make sure you unplug the clock spring because you can damage it, so make sure you unplug the clock spring before you pull off the steering wheel. So we got it redone here at the shop. We kind of added some M stitching to it, and my upholstery guy did pretty good work. So once it covers the rest of it, it's going to look pretty cool. So that's a refreshed wheel comparing to the old one that was peeling off. I was trying to buy a ready wheel on online. Actually, none of them came as SMG. I saw a lot of them in Europe. They didn't have SMG paddle shifters. Most of them were manual transmission steering wheels. So they didn't have this option, and so pretty much I couldn't find one, so we ended up rewrapping it here. So we're gonna take the panels off. We're gonna do a forced carbon on it. This is a semi-finished product. We're still gonna put a little more clear coat on it and buff it to make it nice and shiny. The trim in the middle was all beat up, so it's gonna be the same like leather material. It's gonna plug right into a place. We're gonna remove the door panels, have them cleaned up thoroughly to get rid of all this gunk up. The driver door speaker cover is all damaged, so we're gonna have that replaced. The cool part about the speaker cover, you don't have to buy the whole door panel. You can buy it from the dealership. I looked up by the VIN number, and the part number for this specific vehicle was discontinued. So I found a similar part number. I figured like I might as well try it. I bought it, it's the exact same fitment. If you need the cover, let me know, I can get you the part number, but actually I purchased it. You're gonna have to drill some of the plastic rivets in the back that are gonna come in there. The new cover is gonna have new rivets for empty holes, so you just gotta melt it down. You can use a heat gun or a regular solder gun and just kind of melt the covers in place. That's what we had on the vehicle. He was trying to repair it previously. And like I said, the cool part, you don't have to replace the whole door panel, you can just replace the cover itself. And it looks nice and fresh. All right, so we got the gear shift cover. Obviously, it looks very nice. And like I said, the shifter switch is gonna go over here. If it's ugly, we can replace it later. That one is gonna be trash. So it's an ashtray, the rear one. I mean, look how nice and fresh it looks, right? Let's compare what we had. You can switch with parts because some of them come with a little door, some of them come open. It doesn't matter. I mean, they're interchangeable. Depends what options you want to pick. You know, I picked the one that comes with a little door in the chrome. So that's the old one. Obviously, the little sliding door was missing, probably for a while. I don't believe it had a chrome part. I think it was just a regular black. So we got a little chrome component on it, and pretty much it's sold as one unit. We just need this little cover that goes around it. All right, let's see what we got next, which is trash. All right, so that's what we got to change. That's for the coins, nice and clean. Look at that, nice and clean. Comparison to what we have. All right, this is trash. It's probably one of the most exciting parts. I think there's no question about it, but it had to be upgraded. I mean, I don't think there's anything you can do this one. You can't really paint it. It's all chopped up, nice and clean. Upper console. I think it's the one I was talking about. Oh no, it's a little trim in the back. So that's where the ashtray is going to this guy. Look at that. All right, so this is two different parts, guys. The upper console and the little ashtray are separate parts, so not sold together. So if you need some help, just message us. I'll help you to locate the part numbers for them. And those are two screws that get hold it in place. It's number one, number two. Fairly simple. And the old one is this guy right here. And to be honest, I think you got the wrong part number because we have a single slot and a dual slot right over here. I'll see if I have to cut it out or I'm gonna have to order a different part. As you can see, we got a slot for the opening slot for it. In the rest, it looks pretty much the same. So I'll see if I can cut these portions out and still fit the Maji in. One of the bigger parts. This guy actually comes with little instructions, and I'll show you why. So if they're gonna have a different cutout in the back, they might not match in the back. So I'll have to compare the part numbers because they have little instructions on how to cut the panels off. So the actual sticker, so you're gonna tape this sticker to the back of the panel to cut it out. All right, so as you can see, even not the same, the back portion of it. So we might have a different part number, but if not, I'll order the right number in there and get it replaced. So the nicest part about this car, I believe it's the only BMW that can replace the lenses. I mean, E46, you can kind of replace the lens. It's not as easy process as this one is. The other models, you have to buy the whole headlight, and typically they're over $1,000 brand new. These lenses, I think they're about 50-60 bucks per lens. As you can see, it looks like it's been probably wrecked before, and one lens being replaced and another one is foggy. So we can put a brand new lens on it, so the car is gonna look nice and fresh when you lens on it. So it's fairly easy. We don't have to actually remove a whole headlight. Just gotta take a turn signal with one Phillips screw. You don't have to unscrew it all the way, just loosen it up to get the turn signal loosened up. You see it comes off. These covers, this one is actually not too damaged. Sometimes we melt from the sun. It's simply a dust cover. This one is actually decent condition. We're gonna keep it. If it's all damaged, you can replace it. We'll get the turn signal off. There you go. Let's hang it on the side. Make sure you don't damage the paint. So the lens is literally gonna pop right off. It's just a little clips. You hear a little click. Make sure you lock them all in place when you are done. We're gonna take this little cover off. Just pull it forward. There you go. Same thing here. Little clicks. It's a little stock because it's been there a while. There you go. I'll probably recommend just to get some dust off, maybe use a little rag. So for $60, $65, I mean, what a difference. It's gonna change the entire look of the vehicle. Don't try to clean these guys up, just buy a new one, replace it. You don't need to take it to a mechanic, you can do it yourself. All you need is the 2 screwdrivers. Get some dust wiped off. The new lens has a little guides in there, so if it doesn't go in, you wanna play with it a little bit more. Simple as that. It literally takes, what, 5 minutes to replace the lens, and look at the difference. Don't force the signal. It has a little guides in there, so you want to make sure you slide it correctly. And it also has a little guide right over here on the top, lining up with the lens, you see it? It's all lined up. Once it's all lined up, you're just gonna screw it back in place. It doesn't take much torque. Like the trim back in place, you are all set. What's up, guys? So we're finally finishing up the E46 restoration project. It's been a while, but we've been a little bit busy, so we didn't have time to get to it. The customer is gonna pick up the car the way it is. We still haven't done like the paint restoration, the convertible top. There's a few other things you might see. It's not because we couldn't complete it, it's just the customer is gonna stop at this stage right here. But I want to share like before and after pretty much videos of how simple and easy you can restore one of these cars. And we're talking about, we did a forced carbon fiber on the door panels. This part was completely ripped off, so we got that restored. Speaker covers, they're fully blown. It's original BMW speaker covers we had to replace. We redone the steering wheel, so we did the leather on the steering wheel, new airbag, complete seat restoration, armrest to match the color of the interior, the handbrake. The rest of the trims are new. The shifter itself we also made with the color of the interior. We also got the forced carbon fiber on the steering wheel and the trims all across. So I'd like to hear some comments. What do you guys think on the project itself? I'm sure it's going to be one of the popular cars. The appreciation of the vehicle is going up. You've probably seen it. They're selling for like $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 even in beat up condition, and we're higher mileage salvage title. It's a cool project to do, to have, and if you can take care of it after you restore it, it's going to last you another like 10, 15 years as long as you maintain it properly. Engine wise, manual swap we did all the time. SMG to manual transmission. Manual transmission is going to last you a while. Have like 100,000 miles easy. Engines, we normally run like 200,000 to 300,000 miles easy. Like those are really good power trains for the car itself. We had some delays with the COVID because the warehouses from BMW North America that they're on the East Coast were completely closed down. So we had to order parts, you have to wait for German shipping. Expect some delays with plastic trims, probably order ahead. Some of them might be like a month and a half because we're coming from Germany. So expect some delays. We typically don't really charge overnight shipping, or we don't charge expedited shipping because we're just so backed up. So just order ahead while you're waiting for those till you take care of the seats and the rest of the stuff. We can help you out to do some of the projects here in Las Vegas. If you want to do some interior restoration, you can reach us out. If you have any questions or need advice on the part numbers, it's fairly simple. You can find everything in there. Or just message below and I'll help you out to try to find the right part numbers you need. If you guys enjoy the video, I have a bigger projects upcoming. I'm really looking to buy E31 BMW 8 Series and do like an M5 S62 engine restoration, maybe even cooler interior in there. So if you guys enjoy this, please subscribe, like it, and we'll create some really cool videos in the future. All right, thank you.